The clock hit 0 Thursday night, but this preseason game kept going. It left 4 players pounding on Kyle Shanahan's door, each carrying a story of doubt, waiting, and survival. Faithful, lock in. What happened against the Chargers was not empty August noise. It was a group of players demanding room, trust, and responsibility before the season. Today, we're feeling the weight of every performance and breaking down who changed his position in Santa Clara. Stay with us and subscribe to 49 ERS Express, because some opportunities last a handful of snaps and can change an entire career. KAELON Black waited more than a month to feel this again. It was not simply about carrying a football. It was about crossing the line, taking that first hit, and finding out whether his body would respond after the adductor injury that delayed his start. The rookie gained 33 yards on 8 carries. The number looks modest until you watch how he got them. Square shoulders, live legs, and a willingness to run through tackles instead of searching for daylight outside. This was his first game action since January, when he helped Indiana win the national championship against Miami. That made his smile afterwards say even more. Black called the chance to play NFL football a blessing. After an injury disrupted his preparation, he had to begin again in front of a professional roster that waits for nobody. The noise surrounding his selection cannot be ignored either. The 49ers spent a third-round pick on a running back some analysts projected to go in the late rounds. Plenty of people called it a reach. Black has not settled that argument, because 8 preseason carries do not close an evaluation. But he showed why San Francisco saw more than the slot beside his name in outside projections. His game has contact. It has acceleration after impact. Most of all, it carries a physical identity that speaks the language of this offense. Shanahan said he was really happy with him. The coach had already seen flashes during Tuesday's practice against the Chargers, then watched the same aggression show up in the game. He still protected the rookie. On only his second day back, extending that workload would have traded excitement for recklessness. The hope was that Black came out healthy and could stack 4 good days of work this week. That matters more than forcing another carry. This backfield needs availability, not an August hero. Black earned continuity. When a criticized rookie runs as if every collision is defending the pick used on him, the next test stops feeling like curiosity. It becomes expectation. Another young offensive player, however, is already further along in this fight for trust, and Brock Purdy has entered that equation. De'Zhaun Stribling did not need to repeat the statistical eruption from the previous week to stand out on offense again. Against Tennessee, the numbers jumped off the screen. Thursday night brought 4 catches on 5 targets for 46 yards. Maybe there was less shine in the box score. There was more meaning once you looked at who kept finding the rookie when the ball came his way, and how much trust those throws carried. But faithful, this is the part nobody should ignore. The connection between Stribling and Brock Purdy is starting to look like more than a fun training camp story. Purdy attempted 6 passes on his only drive and sent 3 of them toward the rookie. Stribling caught all 3. 2 moved the chains on 3rd down. When the offense needed to stay on the field, the quarterback did not search for safety only in veteran resumes. He found an answer in the receiver who keeps forcing the coaching staff to expand his role. The context prevents any reckless conclusion. Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, and Mike Evans were not on the field. The distribution would naturally change without 3 weapons of that caliber. Deebo Samuel played and has history with Purdy, yet Stribling became the preferred target on that series. That does not automatically make the rookie a regular season priority. It shows that trust built in practice surfaced when Purdy had to decide quickly. Some production was left on the grass. A perfectly placed ball from Mac Jones slipped away and delayed our first official visit to the Strib Club. We do not need to erase the mistake to defend the player. The drop actually keeps this evaluation honest. Stribling is still building consistency. A receiver who wants the ball from Purdy when the score gets heavy has to turn that opportunity into routine production, no matter who is throwing it. The direction remains exciting. With Evans practicing sparingly, the rookie received reps beside Purdy that might not have existed under normal circumstances. He did not waste that access. When Evans becomes more involved, the two could share the field often during the regular season. That gives Shanahan a fascinating strategic layer. The veteran commands respect through his routes, frame, and history. Stribling can attack the space that creates, work against tougher matchups for the defense, and give Purdy another answer when coverage chokes off the established weapons. Crowning Stribling in August would miss the point. He has already changed the question. Before, we wondered whether the criticized pick belonged. Now we ask how much offense can be trusted to him. That shift happened because his eyes, his hands, and his timing with Purdy are telling the same story. If the rookie keeps winning on third down, Shanahan will not have to invent a role to fit him. The game itself will make leaving him out impossible. Even then, nobody in that stadium produced an answer as dramatic as the player who received one chance to return a punt. Jacob Cowing entered that night with too many bodies in the receiver room and too few opportunities. Speed has never been the issue since San Francisco drafted him in 2024. The challenge was turning it into an essential role. With so much traffic around the final spots, his clearest path to the 53-man roster ran through punt return duties. Curiously, Deebo Samuel got the first chance. He let the first punt bounce. On the second, he called for a fair catch. Kyle Shanahan then turned to Cowing. It felt like opening a door for 1 second in front of someone who had already waited far too long. Cowing fielded the ball, found the first crease, and vanished 83 yards into the end zone. It was more than the most electric touchdown of the night. It was the kind of play that forces the coach, the coordinator, and the front office to reopen their conversation about the last roster spot. In a regular season game, it would have been the 49ers' first punt return touchdown since Ted Ginn. Preseason keeps it out of the record book in the same way, but it may put the play directly into the final cutdown decision. Nothing gets handed over as a ceremony. More evaluations remain, more reps are coming, and roster construction creates different needs. Cowing still did exactly what a player under pressure must do. He produced an image that is hard to erase. Shanahan wanted somebody who could flip field position. He got 6 points and a sideline eruption. Deebo looked almost as happy as the man who scored, perhaps even relieved that this responsibility might come off his plate. After struggling to find his place, Cowing delivered one of the coolest 49ers preseason moments in recent memory. He did not ask for patience or offer another promise. He ran until doubt became celebration. Faithful, sound off for our roll call in the comments. Write Cowing stays if that return pulled you off the couch too. Sometimes 83 yards do not officially decide a roster spot, but they make it much harder to explain why that spot should belong to somebody else. If Cowing won his moment with an explosion nobody could miss, Jones built his case another way. 2 reads, 2 high-leverage moments, and no need to make noise after either play. Garrett Wallow also deserved consideration as the defensive standout, but Jones edged him out because both of his pass breakups arrived when the defense truly needed to get off the field. The first came on 3rd and goal. A Jim Harbaugh offense chose the fade, and Trey Lance targeted Keandre Lambert-Smith. Jones never got fully around to locate the football, but stayed in position when the throw came up short. There was contact and no flag. The result mattered. No catch, no touchdown, and the Chargers settled for a short field goal. The following drive showed a different quality. Lance looked for Devontae Ross on 2nd down. Jones recognized the concept so early that it looked like he was running the route for the receiver. He nearly turned that read into an interception, but had to settle for the breakup. 2 plays later, Los Angeles failed on 4th down, giving San Francisco's offense the football near midfield. That sequence explains why his name deserves attention. A backup corner can pile up snaps without changing anything. Jones changed 2 possessions. On the first, he helped turn a possible 7 points into 3. On the second, he helped deliver the ball back in favorable field position. Preseason does not replicate all the speed, disguise, and precision of September, but situational downs still reveal processing. He had to identify the threat and respond before the window closed. His place on this roster also carries several possible outcomes. Over the next few weeks, injuries, coverage combinations, and the final shape of the secondary could create paths to meaningful playing time during the season. Jones does not control every one of those scenarios. He controls what he puts on tape. 2 timely disruptions give Raheem Morris more reasons to include him in the plan. That is where this performance gains strategic weight. Morris could have a versatile secondary, filled with pieces capable of changing responsibilities based on the opponent, the formation, and the down. For that to work, the second wave cannot merely survive when it enters the game. Those players need to understand the concept, anticipate the route, and challenge the football without pulling the coverage apart. Jones showed that package against the Chargers. His next step may arrive quickly. The more combinations Morris tests, the more valuable a corner becomes when he shows composure near the end zone and aggression while recognizing routes. Jones did not secure regular season snaps in one night. He added more ways to earn them. For a player fighting to enter a defense with plenty of options, that may be the most important outcome. After Thursday night, overlooking him became much more difficult. The score from an August night will be forgotten. These 4 answers will not. Black returned by running through contact. Stribling turned practice trust into conversions with Purdy. Cowing grabbed his opportunity and carried it 83 yards. Jones showed how one correct read can change an entire possession. Together, they reminded Santa Clara of something powerful. Depth is not born on a spreadsheet. It is born when somebody refuses to waste his moment. Faithful, let me know where you stand. How far can that hunger from players fighting for space carry the 49ers when the season tightens? Answer in the comments, subscribe to 49ers Express, and experience the next chapter with us.